Correct? Jody and Jake. Here we go, especially for them. Polka Joy Polka.
Yeah, Polka Joy. Yep. Well, we're back. It's set number 2 with Jody Maddie's UpTown
First time for us, so
sound.
We've got to get all of our logistics together. Here we go. Polka Joy Polka. Especially for Jody and Jake, hope you enjoyed it. Polka Joy Polka. Our first time. That one is one of my favorites for many, many years.
Well, hello, Steve Zelanik out there in Ohio. Great to see you on. Hope you're doing well out there. Thanks for joining in as we're listening to Jody Maddie's UpTown Sound here in New York Mills, New York at the Roselawn Ballroom. Hope you're doing well and have a great rest of your weekend and a great week ahead. And hopefully see you along that Polka Road at some point, Steve. James Rand, good to see you on. Thanks for joining us.
Especially for all the Marys in the house with us tonight. Our Mary Polka, Nasha Madisha.
Hello, Tom Borovich in Elyria, Ohio there, Lorraine. Great show as always this morning. And thanks for the shout out as always. Also, we appreciate it.
Hello there, cool cat.
Yes. Hello, cool cat. Thanks for joining us as always. Have a great rest of your weekend, a great week ahead, man. And hopefully we'll see you on that Polka Road at some point. Hello, Bob Maddie out there in Ohio. Thanks for joining us. Of course, Bob Maddie has his Slovenian band out there. Great to see you on as always, Bob. Hope you're doing well out there, and hopefully we'll see you on that Polka Road out there somewhere where you're playing. Take care. Have a great rest of the weekend and a great week ahead too. Hello again, little guy. John Wisniewski and Dean Harry out there in Perth, New York. Magic's in the house. Thanks for joining us as always. Have a great rest of your weekend and a great week ahead. And hopefully we'll see you next weekend, maybe in College, New York, for the Haruku's Halloween weekend with the boys' last appearance and the Maestros May. And of course, you can catch them Saturday morning, 9 to noon, the Polka Magic Radio Show on Holy Capital Radio and WCSS, 1490 AM, 1069 locally, and in the Capital region as well. And have a great weekend, great week ahead, and Lily Yash and Christine.
Thank you so much.
Hello, Daniel McNamara out there in the Amsterdam, New York area. Thanks for joining us.
Thank all of you for being here today.
And have a great rest of your weekend, a great week ahead, and hopefully see you next weekend in Cohoes, New York for that Haruku's Hellraisers weekend with the boys and the Maestros men. And of course, that's next weekend.
Hour and a half. I don't know, the weather was on us coming out, it was rain. Sunshine, rain, sunshine. And we finally got here, and look at all the sunshine. Right here. Right inside here. All the sunshine.
Yep, there you go. Got it. That's right, yes. So, Daniel, have a great rest of your weekend, great week ahead. Again, hopefully see you next weekend in Cohoes, perhaps for the Haruku's weekend with the boys, their last appearance in New York State, and the Maestros men. And hello to your mom, Joanne, and the rest of the family. Hello, Donna Duncan in Lidditz, PA. Great to see you on as always. Thanks for joining us. You and your husband and the rest of the family have a great rest of the weekend and a great week ahead. Hopefully we'll see you again at some point along that Polka Road. And we missed coming out to the thing in Hamburg last weekend. Of course, we were in Cleveland for the Polish Festival at the St. Stanislaus Church. So, again, have a great rest of your weekend and a great week, Donna. Sharon Kusky in Texas, Tyler, Texas to be exact. Originally from Syracuse, Liverpool, New York. Thanks for joining us, Sharon. Hope you're doing well out there. And as we're listening to Jody Maddie's UpTown Sounds here at the New York Mills at the Roselawn Ballroom. Hopefully you have a great rest of your weekend, great week ahead. And you take care.
Here we go. What we haven't done for a while, the Candlefield folder.
Hello, Tom. It's Jimmy Zach out there in UpTown, New York. And Opie's in the house. Great to see you, Don. Take care and have a great rest of your weekend and week ahead. Tom and Cindy, hopefully we'll see you on that Boulder Road at some point. Grab one of the days at one of the dances down there in Hudson Valley. Have a great rest of your week and a great week ahead, Tom and Cindy. And of course, they got that Monday Night Polka show they do every Monday night, 7 to 9 on WCJR.org, 91.3 locally in the Hudson Valley area there. We will let them know. We'll let them know that you said hello there, Sharon. Happy anniversary, Sharon. Julie's just supposed to be goodbye out there in the Wisconsin area. Maybe see you on. Hope you're doing well out there, Julie. Jody Maddie's UpTown Sound here in Garden Hills at Roselawn facility. Thanks. Yeah, Roselawn Banquet facility. Hope you're doing well out there, Julie, and thanks for joining in, and have a great rest of your weekend and a great week ahead, certainly. Hopefully see you along that Polka Road at some point. Somewhere out in the out there or in Illinois. Hello, Joe Marcellik in Buffalo, New York. Thanks for joining us, Joe. Hope you're doing well out there. And great to see you on as always, Joe. Thanks for joining us as always. And hope that you have a great rest of your polka weekend, great week ahead. Hopefully we'll see you along that Polka Road at some point out in the Buffalo, Western New York area. And as always, thanks for the great compliments, and thanks for, as always, joining us on our live videos wherever we are. And we appreciate the support as always when we do these videos. As mentioned, it's a labor of love, and we love doing it. So, Joe, again, have a great rest of your week and a great weekend.
Keep this coupon. These are right in here.
Great to hear that, Julie. Thank you very much. Appreciate it very much.
Just sat on the cow, polka. Sat on the cow.
Likewise, sounds like a plan, Julie.
Godlock on the vocal with the Sam on the pedal.
Play golden oldies today. Gostaram do Chrysler.
Yeah. Yes, indeed.
Mike and I are sir.
Well, this is the Roselawn Banquet Facility Ballroom here in New York Mills, New York, just outside of Utica. And this is Jody Maddie's UpTown Sounds from Parma, Cleveland, Ohio, that are entertaining. Oops. Maybe not again.
Okay, here we go right now. Hold the time before you change the tempo, and
Oh no.
here we go with the Thinking of You polka. Thinking of You.
Oh, I hate that. Wow, sorry about that. Hit something and it caused the thing to switch to my face. I didn't want that. Oh my goodness. Well, anyways, yes, Troy Godlock, great job. Hello, Mike Left out there. Thanks for joining us. Mike, hope you're doing well out there. Of course, Spencer here. Watching, thanks for joining us. Thanks for letting me know, Julie. Skolsky, goodbye. And then we're in Ohio, around the farm in Cleveland, Ohio. I stand corrected. Thanks for letting me know. I appreciate it. Well, Julie, we were out in Cleveland the last couple of weekends. We were out the Polish American Cultural Center when they had the Janky with John Gordon Gorali playing there. And they had a great turnout. Sorry I didn't see you there. And then last weekend we were at St. Stanislaus Church in Cleveland for the Polish Festival. So sorry I didn't have a chance to see you there if you were there. So hopefully we're back out that way again. Hopefully we'll get a chance to see each other and meet each other certainly. Yeah, great times we had out there in Cleveland, Ohio. Hello, Christine Holchuk in the Elmira, New York area. Thanks for joining us as always. Hope you're doing well out there as we're listening to Jody and Maddie's UpTown Sound here at the Roselawn Banquet Facility Ballroom in New York Mills, outside of Utica. Hopefully we'll see you along that Boulder Road at some point. Christine, we're out there in Western New York or Southern Tier. Take care. Have a great rest of your weekend and a great week ahead. Hello, Roger Malinowski, the drummer extraordinaire for so many bands out there. Great to see you on, Roger. Hope you're doing well out there. And hopefully we'll see you along that Boulder Road at some point. Hopefully maybe out in Illinois or somewhere. Take care. Have a great rest of your week. Great weekend.
go right now with Troy Lovelock on the vocal with Under the Window Obey.
Well, I'll let Jody know that you are watching, and I'll let him know that you said hello, Julie, and thanks for passing along all that great information you shared, you know. So this is the Roselawn Ballroom Banquet Facility in York Mills, New York, outside of Utica. And this is Jody, Maddie's UpTown Sound from Parma, Ohio, right around the Cleveland, Ohio area.
This one that we did off of our last CD, when we were under the title of the Honky Express. We are now the UpTown Sound, and we do have that CD available. It was called Somewhere There's a Someone. And we do have them available here today for $10 a piece. There's, I think, 17 songs on it. And here we go right now. Troy on the vocal, Under the Window Obey.
And of course, this is their second set in the afternoon. They're going until 6 o'clock to see you with the music here. Yes, he sure is there, Julie. Roger. Yes, they sure are. Hello, Megan Montville and Walt out there in the Newcastle, Pennsylvania area. Thanks for joining us as always, as we're listening to Jody Maddie's UpTown Sounds from Parma, Ohio. They're here at the Roselawn Banquet Facility here in York Mills, New York, outside of Utica. Megan, great seeing you and well, a month ago at the IPA Festival, of course. And hopefully we'll see you again along that Polka Road at some point out in Western PA again. Take care. Have a great rest of your weekend. I see Robert Rika's on. Thanks for joining us, Robert. John Osuch is on. Of course, from the famous band there, the Osuch family with their band. Good to see you on, John. Hope you're doing well out there. Thanks for joining us, as always. And John O'Brien, great seeing you last weekend out in Cleveland, Ohio at the festival at St. Stanislaus there. And you take care. Have a great rest of your weekend as well, too. And hopefully see you again out somewhere out in the Ohio, Cleveland, Ohio, Western PA area, along that Polka Road. Robert, great to see you on from Chicago, Illinois, watching. Thanks for joining us as always. Hope you're doing well out there and have a great rest of your weekend, great week ahead. And hopefully see you along that Polka Road somewhere, maybe out in that way somewhere. Hopefully, one of these days.
Here we go, featuring my brother Tony Maddie on the vocal with the Lonely Flower Waltz. Waltz time. Lonely Flower Waltz.
Zaśpiew
Tony Maddie on a vocal. The Lonely Flower Notes. Thank you. Thank you very much.
So while they set up for their next song, hello's going out to Tim Gajewski out there. Thanks for joining us as always, Tim. You're doing well out there, and thanks for joining us here in New York Mills, New York, at the Roselawn Banquet facility with Jody, Maddie's UpTown Sound. Tim, have a great rest of your weekend, great week ahead. Dale Voidila from the Concertina All-Stars, and of course Trumpet Extraordinaire with them and many other the bands out in Buffalo. Thanks for joining us, Dale. Hope you're doing well out there. Hopefully we'll see you again at some point with the Concertina All-Stars along that Polka Road somewhere.
Okay, here we go. Honky style.
Hello, Paul Korenkevich out there in Reading, Pennsylvania. Thanks for joining us, Paula. Hope you're doing well out there. Hopefully we'll see you again at some point along that Polka Road somewhere. Out there in the southeastern Pennsylvania area, hopefully. And you take care. Have a great rest of your weekend. Great week ahead. Also, Dale, same to you as well, too. And also you too, Tim Gajewski. Thanks for joining, Paul. Hope you're doing well out there. Thanks for joining us. We're listening to Jody, Maddie's UpTown Sound here in New York Mills, New York at the Roselawn Ballroom Banquet facility. Have a great rest of your weekend. Great week ahead, Paul. Thanks for joining us. this is the Roselawn Ballroom Banquet Facility in New York Mills, New York, outside of Utica. And this is Jody, Maddie's UpTown Sounds. It's their second set of the afternoon. And they're going till 6 o'clock this evening. So stick around for a lot more music to come. And they're doing a super job just like they did 2 weeks ago at the Yukon Slovenian Hall in Yukon, Pennsylvania. And as always, thanks for joining us, everyone. We hope everyone's doing well out there on this fine Sunday, October the 15th, 2023. And of course, yes, it's a football Sunday as always. So good luck to everybody's team, whatever team you may be rooting for, following. Of course, out this way, it's go Bills. Of course, go Giants. And of course, go Jets. And of course, go Eagles. And of course, out in Western PA, it's go Steelers. And of course, the Browns were playing today, so I know they were back from the bye week. And they were losing early, and that was in the first quarter. So hopefully they're hanging in with the 49ers. And of course, we can't forget about the baseball playoffs with that going on. Of course, for the folks in Texas, I know they're looking forward to the Rangers-Astros ALCS, which starts tonight. So that's going to be a great series. And of course, for the Phillies Nation, Phillies fans, and of course, I know Pat J is a big Diamondbacks fan out there. Tomorrow night starts that National League Championship Series with the Phillies and the Diamondbacks, of course, Philadelphia and Arizona. And what a great NLCS that's going to be. And for the first time, I think since 2008, that Philly and Arizona have met for the right to go to some kind of a big championship. I think the last time it was the Super Bowl. I know in 2008 or 09, and Arizona beat Philadelphia. So this time around, it's for the right to go to the World Series. Hello, Pat Bryan. Great to see you on. Hope you're doing well out there, Pat. Thanks for joining us. Hope you're doing well out there. And have a great rest of your weekend, a great week ahead, Pat. Hopefully see you along the Polka Road at some point real soon. It looks like Jody Maddie's pulled out the fiddle, and they're going to do a fiddle tune or fiddling tunes.
Okay, as requested, we had a request for a couple of violin tunes, so we're going to saw them off for you. Here we go right now with Violins Play For Me.
Play the fiddle. Yeah? Hey, get back here.
I much. Volumes 2020.
Hello, Diane and Joe Yombor out there in Chicago Heights, Illinois. Thanks for joining us. Hope you're doing well out there in the Chicago area. And thanks for joining us, tuning in as we're listening to the fine sounds of Jody Maddie's UpTown Sounds here at the Roselawn Banquet Facility Ballroom in New York Mills, New York, just outside of Utica. Diane and Joe, have a great rest of your weekend, great week ahead, and hopefully we'll see you along that Polka Road at some point, somewhere, whether it's out in Chicago or Illinois or somewhere along that road. Have a great rest of your weekend, great week ahead there. Diane and Joe, thanks for joining us. Ted Yevich out there. Thanks for joining us as always, Ted. Hope you're doing well out there. Thanks for joining us as we're listening to Jody Maddie's UpTown Sounds here at the Roselawn Banquet Facility Ballroom in New York Mills, New York.
Okay, especially for Jerry and Jerry who are here with us. Make the trip down. About an hour and a half drive for them, and in the last 4 weekends we've seen them all over. Seen them in Cleveland a couple times, saw them in Pennsylvania, had a great time. It's always a pleasure seeing them. For Jerry and Jerry. Thank you so much for being here. Here we go right now with the Mountaineer Polka. Hoorah, polka.
Tell your father, this coming Sunday, they're following a party down on yonder, the church, at Chestnut Street. You ever been there? It's a 5 to 9.
Nope, we're going to be up in Cohoes, New York. We got that Haruku's weekend going on with the boys and my friends.
Parma, Ohio. And thank all of you for being here with us today. Thank you very much.
So quickly before I sign off for now, Helena Garbach in Wildwood, New Jersey. Thanks for joining us as always. Hope you're doing well out there, Helena. Have a great rest of your weekend and a great week ahead. Hopefully we'll see you along that Polka Road somewhere out in either New Jersey or Pennsylvania or Philadelphia. And David Maguda, thanks for joining us, David. Hope you're doing well out there. And have a great rest of your weekend and a great week ahead. And that's it for now. Their second set is done. More music to come till 6 o'clock, so stick around.